Hello, crafty friends, and welcome to my channel, Create with Kalia. I'm Kalia. Today I'm going to be scrapbooking these pictures. I have two 4x6 that I've printed with a white border. And then I have a couple of photos that I have printed and cut down to 2 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And I'm going to be using some of my photo placeholders, 3x4 photo placeholders, to create white mats for those pictures. And then I have two pictures that I've cut down to 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 squares. So I'll use two 3x3 white photo mats for those pictures. I'm also going to be using more of my 6x6 scenic coast papers for this layout, along with the Sunset Coast dies. So I'm going to start out by bringing in some white cardstock and showing you a really fun technique that you can use along with one of our stencils. So the first thing I'm going to do to get started on my layout is to bring in a piece of white willow cardstock. I'm also bringing in my water and dotted lines 12 by 12 decorative mask. And you can see that that is meant to create a water pattern. This is a great stencil that you can use for other purposes as well. But today I'm going to be using it for creating a water effect on my cardstock. And I'm only wanting to do about half the page because I'm going to be putting pattern paper up at the top and covering up the top part of the page. So I only need my water design to be on the lower half. So I do want to make sure that the cardstock is between the two sides, but I don't need to worry about whether or not it's perfectly centered for the bottom here. The next thing I'm going to do is to bring in a spritz pen, and I've already put 10 drops of Blueberry Bushel re-inker and then filled up my spritz pen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just spritz across the page for the water effect. So I'm going to do about 10 spritzes with the spritz pen. So let's get started. Whoops, that one didn't even hit my page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And like I said, I'm trying to do about half the page. Now, here's why I'm not going more heavy handed on this. I'm going to pick this mask up and you can see what we have already. This would be great as water just as it is. But what we're going to do is to turn this mask 90 degrees, and you can go clockwise or counterclockwise. I think I just went counterclockwise, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. And then I'm going to spray 10 more times with the pattern like this. So let's do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you want to make sure that you're getting all over the page and down into the corners and everything. And obviously, make sure your spray pen is pointed the right direction so it's actually facing your paper. Then I'm going to pick the mask up. Here's what we have after two applications. And I'm going to turn another 90 degrees. So now we've gone 180 from where we started. And I'm going to spray again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And hopefully that's about where I want to look. Yes. And so here is what we have as our final result. We have some darker areas, some lighter areas. We have a water effect that's going to look a little bit like we have some white caps and just a little bit of variety to the water, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Remember that this is going to dry back a little bit lighter as the paper dries. And I can't take credit for this technique. I did see another demonstrator who did it and made a card out of it. So I want to acknowledge her. However, I thought I took a screenshot and I apparently didn't. So if she watches this video, I hope that you'll shout out that you are the one who did this technique with a beautiful card using, I think, either Night of Navy or Secret Sea. And I'm so, so sorry that I didn't catch your name. We're going to do the rest of the white willow that I'm going to do the same technique on, and then I'll come back. So now that my white cardstock has dried after doing the spray technique, I'm going to bring my 6x6 paper back in. And my thought is that I'm going to put that right up into the corner. Then I'm also going to bring in a piece of gorgeous grape dyed through cardstock. I really love the way that these two sheets of paper look together. I think that this is just a really pretty combination. So I think that that's going to be the start of my layout. So now I'm ready to bring my pictures back in, and I'm going to start laying those out a little bit just so I can get an idea of where I want to put them on my layout. Sometimes when I'm not sure how I want my layout to look, I will bring in the full layout so I can get a better idea of what everything looks like together. So now I'm thinking I might want to put these two pictures on the same level and then maybe put my other pictures around a little bit. So none of this isn't really feeling very balanced to me right now. So I'm going to take a moment and see if I can come up with a way that these pictures seem to work a little bit better for me. So I'm thinking that what I need is a little bit of a white border around my layout and everything else that I have going on, because that gives your eye a little bit of a place to rest. And it also just helps this layout feel a little bit more complete to me. And so I think it's also going to help this purple pop even a little bit more. So I'm going to go cut my decorated cardstock here with the water design on it down by an inch off of the top and the bottom. And then I'll do a half an inch on either side because I am going to have this layout joined together at the center. I don't want all four sides to have a border. I'm only going to do three. I'm going to go cut these papers down and get them attached down along with my pictures, and then we'll be able to start creating our scene with our embellishments. So I wanted to pause for a moment and show you what I have so far. These photos aren't on the photo placeholders quite yet, so don't worry about that. But I wanted to show you that I have my 6x6 paper down on the page, and then I've cut the gorgeous grape cardstock to 6 inches by 5.5 inches on this side. On this side, I cut the pattern paper down to 2 3/4 inches, which allowed me to cut it and cut that sun off. And then I've cut the gorgeous grape for this side at 6 inches by 8 3/4 inches to reach all the way across the page. The other thing that I'm looking at is, if you've watched my channel for a while, I like to often add a strip in of something right along in here because that helps make everything feel a little bit more finished. So I'm going to bring in a sheet of the Garden Textures specialty foil sheets in Blueberry Bushel, and you can see that that's got a little bit of shine to it. So I'm going to put that right on the bottom here, and that'll be something that carries all the way across the page as well. And it will also help the bottom edge here feel a little bit more finished. So I think I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch strip. I don't want a half inch, that's going to be too wide. So I think I'm going to start with a 1/4 inch and bring that all the way across my page. So now I have all of my pictures put down and I have the strip, which I really like how this helps tie everything together. So I'm ready to start bringing in and creating my embellishment clusters. I'm going to start by bringing in the Sunset Coast dies, and I'm going to use this die with the lighthouse on it. And this die down here, I think this is meant to be clouds, but I'm going to use it to create a rock formation. I've already cut the lighthouse out of a piece of the pattern paper. This is the back side. So this is more of the 6x6 paper. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this out and then start building up a little embellishment cluster over here. I've also cut out one of the clouds, and I'm going to use that to start building up some layers to create some rocks. I'm going to grab a pair of my scissors, and I think I'm going to cut this off right here. You can see that there's a little bit of a rock formation that is formed by this die, and so I'm just trying to keep with the curve of that. And then I'm going to cut this off here, that doesn't really matter because I'm going to end up covering up that edge anyway. So I'm going to put this down on my paper, and I do feel like I need something behind that because I don't want the holes in I don't want the holes to have the pattern paper showing through behind. And then I'm going to start layering. I'll use that to extend my shoreline and create a little bit of a rock look. And then I can see that since these two are probably both gorgeous grape, I'm going to need something darker back behind this to help make these rocks stand up off the page. So I'm going to go grab some additional cardstock and we'll work on making this scene stand out a little more. So now I'm bringing in my Spotlight on Nature dies, and I cut a one of the rounds out of some blueberry bushel cardstock. And if I put that over here, I like the look of this. I'll have to square it off just a little bit so that it tucks down far enough into being behind my lighthouse. I like the way that looks. And then I have my little clouds that I'm turning into rocks. So if I put that down again, then I can put a piece of blueberry bushel that I've cut in this out of the same die behind. And now I've started to create my little rock formation coming off of this embellishment cluster. I'm going to carry that over a little bit more into the page. So I think I'm going to cut out probably two more of the cloud in this same purple paper and three more of the blue because I'll need one to kind of come up here, and then we'll bring the purple in here and kind of have it angle off so that it becomes a shoreline that goes partway into my page. I've started building up my embellishment cluster over here, and I am feeling like this is a little bit flat and I need to bring in a little bit more of a pop of color. So I've cut out my lighthouse again in the light side of crushed curry two-tone cardstock, and I'm very carefully going to take up the die because what I am looking for is to not keep the lighthouse. I am going to take the negative image of the different places that were lit up, and I'll have to take a couple of them out of my lighthouse. And I'm going to piece these into this lighthouse so that I have a little bit of yellow in this embellishment cluster and to make it look like these areas are actually lit up by the lighthouse. So I'm going to go do that, and then we'll be able to start working on the rest of my embellishment clusters. I've created my title using print and cut, and now I'm bringing in my Nested Essentials dies. I'm going to use the two largest dies to cut my title out of the white cardstock, and then also create a mat for it using blueberry bushel cardstock. I'm going to place that right here to be my title for my page, and that will also be one of my embellishment cluster areas. Next, I'm bringing in a stamp from Sunset Coast that says The Adventure Continues. I'm going to be stamping that in Blueberry Bushel ink on one of the smaller frames from the Nested Essential dies. This will be part of the embellishment cluster that I'm creating to the right-hand side of my page near the lighthouse. You can see that I've also brought in the net from Sunset Coast dies, and I've cut that out of both Strawberry Slush and Balmy Blue cardstock on the right-hand side of two-tone cardstock. Next, I'm bringing in a stamp from the Capturing Smiles stamp set that says Photo Op. I'm stamping this in Blueberry Bushel as well. I've used the larger of the two banner dies from the Stylish Shapes dies and cut that in half so that I get a half banner to start my embellishment cluster on the left-hand side of my page. I'm going to be putting more of the net die cut behind the banner, and you can also see that I've cut out the seagulls from the Sunset Coast dies in the lighter side of Blueberry Bushel two-tone cardstock so that I can add that to each side of my page. I'm also going to cut out each of the sailboat die cuts from the Sunset Coast dies and use those to help create my embellishment clusters as well. So I used this sailboat die from the Sunset Coast dies to cut out the sailboat here and just trim down the die so that I could fit it onto my page. I have my embellishment clusters mostly created, and I do want to show that because of the effect that we did on this paper, the paper is curling a little bit here on the bottom. I'm not worried about that because once I get this into my scrapbook, I know that that will help hold this paper down and keep it from pulling up like it is right now. So I'm not going to worry about that. One of the things that I am noticing is that it feels to me like this embellishment cluster is a little bit undersized, especially compared to this. We have almost everything on the same plane. And so I'm not taking full advantage of the visual triangle in my embellishment clusters as they currently are. I also feel like this area right here needs something. So what I'm going to do is I'm bringing in a little bit more of the netting, and I think I'm going to put that right here. And that already is making a big difference to me in how this embellishment cluster looks. I'm going to put these a little bit closer together. And that is filling this space that I felt needed something. Plus, it's helping to make this embellishment cluster area feel bigger. Then I'm also going to bring in more of the gull die cuts that I made using the Scenic Coast dies. These I have done in the light side of balmy blue, just like the netting. And if I distribute those across my page like this, I can have those in a little bit of a line. They look like they make sense. Then we're kind of also bringing this bird group and this bird group together and kind of uniting all of them. But we're making this embellishment cluster bigger as well. And that also feels a lot better. I'm going to get these things glued down to the page and then we'll keep working. So now I have these things glued in place. This is looking a lot better to me. I also have printed off my journaling just using my at-home printer and created journaling strips. So I think I'm going to put those right here on my page. And what that also does is to help make this embellishment cluster a little bit lower into my page. So now I'm creating my visual triangle by going like this and having this a little bit lower. This is a little bit bigger and taller. And so now this is feeling much more balanced to me as far as the visual triangle is concerned. I'm going to get my journaling glued down and then we'll be able to come back and add a couple of other embellishments because I still need to bring this yellow into my other two embellishment clusters. I'm bringing in my garden epoxy dots in crushed curry and I'm going to place those into my last two embellishment clusters. These pictures are from a trip that we took to Duluth, Minnesota, which is where I grew up. We went and walked down at the Canal Park breakwater so that we could stretch our legs after a long trip in the car. I don't have a lot to say on my journaling because this is actually part of several different activities that we did while we were in this area. So I felt like I could keep my journaling very simple because I'll have more journaling on my other pages. And with that, I think this layout is complete. I really love how this inking effect turned out to create the water effect for my paper. And I also love the shine on this 6x6 paper and how the foiled paper that I included as this little strip work together to create some added shine to this layout. If you haven't seen my previous layout where I use 6x6 papers on a 12x12 layout, I'll make sure to link that to the end of this video. So make sure that you check that video out as well. And if you learned something from this video, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future layouts. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and craft on.